NIPSCO, like many other utilities, was faced with the oncoming competition. That was the biggest challenge. So I guess one of the things that we wanted to do was try to meet the competition more or less head on by, in some cases, redefining the way we did business and looking at our processes, trying to examine where we could reduce operating costs, improve reliability, or anything else to become more competitive. The Schahfer scrubbers became a prime target for us. It appeared to be a significant opportunity for us to reduce operating costs.
This is more than a story about the new flue gas desulfurization systems on Units 17 and 18 at the Schahfer Generating Station. It's about a new kind of business partnership, an alliance that solved an environmental problem and saved money. Two companies, Northern Indiana Public Service Company, NIPSCO, and Radian International, learned that by sharing risks, they both could reap the rewards of an innovative approach to re-engineering an FGD system and of a different way of doing business.
The existing FGD process that was at Schahfer's Generating Station, dual-alkali process, was, shall we say, very, very unreliable. It was chewing up chemical dollars at an amazing rate. So NIPSCO as a company began looking at what technology was available, who was out there in the marketplace that could help us.
We approached NIPSCO with this novel idea that we would try to utilize as much of the existing dual-alkali equipment in a conversion from that technology over to a limestone gypsum producing system.
Radian had a hardware approach that converted the process into the limestone slurry process, which was a lot cheaper, a lot lower O&M, a little simpler to operate, probably more reliable.
What we did in late 1994 was propose to NIPSCO that we could reduce their cost, the operating and maintenance cost of the Schahfer scrubbers, by a fixed amount per month. And if we didn't achieve that cost reduction, our fee would be cut in half.
Radian was the only vendor who offered a schedule that would match and meet our planned outage schedule for the next few years on these units. And so it was very important, that was a very important aspect of the project evaluation, was what vendor could meet our goals as well as our time frame.
The idea is that Radian was not out to just sell technology or sell services or sell equipment to NIPSCO in their venture to try to reduce the O&M cost of the FGD at Schahfer, but rather that they would have a partner in working with them that was pulling in the same direction as they were.
Something else about Radian's proposal to convert the FGD system appealed to NIPSCO's management.
One of the most attractive benefits of the entire project was the fact that we would not only reduce O&M costs, but we would reduce our landfill liability by producing a different material, a material that was actually marketable.
In the spirit of the alliance, Radian invested its own money in working with NIPSCO to develop and demonstrate the limestone gypsum process at pilot and full scale.
We first did some pilot testing at EPRI's test center in New York and demonstrated that the concept was okay at that scale. So what we did in late 1995 was take one of the 8 full-scale absorbers here at Schahfer and convert it to from a dual-alkali system to a limestone gypsum producing technology. Over a 5-week test program, we were able to demonstrate that we could get the SO2 removal efficiency that we wanted to achieve, limestone utilization, and finally gypsum purity, and that we could reuse a lot of the existing process equipment of the dual-alkali technology. So at the conclusion of that program, we had produced some 200 or so tons of gypsum that was stacked out. That material was picked up by a wallboard company and then converted into commercial grade wallboard.
With the success of the full-scale demonstration, NIPSCO decided to proceed with the FGD conversion and the alliance relationship with Radian. Because this project was so strategic to NIPSCO, they decided not to use a traditional project approach. Instead, NIPSCO acted in an oversight role and asked Radian to assume all project implementation responsibilities, from overall project management to detailed design engineering to initial and routine operation and process optimization.
There was a fast-track schedule that we were trying to meet and trying to get the conversion done as quickly as possible. Trying to fit it into two 6-week outages in the dead of winter made for a very difficult project. This project had a number of non-traditional aspects associated with it. The Alliance, for one, was a very non-traditional approach.
There's a lot of things out there today called alliances, but in many cases, alliances are no more than a pricing structure between a supplier and a user. In this particular case, it's truly an agreement between two companies that share the documented savings in an operation.
As we got into the project, you could see a bond between the two different companies working together. Bob Cook and his engineering organization, working with Radian's engineering organization, formed a special chemistry, a chemistry that was very important in our process conversion of the dual-alkali chemistry to a limestone chemistry.
The best thing about the Alliance is the fact that we have Radian experts that have access to the global scrubber environment on our staff to take advantage of anything that is currently developing or will develop in the scrubber industry.
Since the converted scrubbers began operation in early 1997, they've already made a difference in the way Schahfer's FGD system works.
The FGD facility's contribution to the station's forced outage rate has been almost non-existent. This is a order of magnitude improvement over the previous or original system. So the reliability has been very, very good. Also, the controllability, if you will, of SO2 emissions has been refined and tuned to incredible levels when compared to the old process.
We had projected significant O&M cost reductions, millions of dollars per year, and so obviously NIPSCO was very interested in making sure after the system was converted that it was in fact performing at the levels that we anticipated it would be able to perform at.
In fact, we will be saving approximately, or I should say approaching 50% over our base case year O&M budget.
The most positive overall aspect of the project is that the conversion was successful. The process is working. The scrubber's making gypsum of sufficient quality and quantity to attract a buyer that will buy 100% of the gypsum converted into drywall. The drywall plant will be physically connected via a conveyor to our scrubber, and our employees are going to be able to see something leave this plant that's going to go to market. It's a unique situation for us.
The success of the NIPSCO conversion process is based on both engineering and business innovation. As part of their alliance agreement, NIPSCO and Radian will continue to work as a team in search of cost savings and improved reliability.
We're going to be together for about 10 years. What I hope to see in the future is continued partnering or working together to further refine the process that we have in FGD, to further lower our costs, providing benefit to both NIPSCO and Radian.
There's still some opportunities out there. We have two other very good projects that we're facing that could take additional operating and maintenance costs out of running the FGD system. So Radian and NIPSCO will continue to work, bring in new ideas to try to reduce the cost and use really the same cooperative spirit and fashion of working together that we've developed over the last several years.
Personally, I'm most satisfied to see the entire project come together from the birth where it was a concept and a thought. What can we do to reduce the operational cost? With the long-term pie in the sky of wouldn't it be neat to have a drywall plant right here? I guess the most exciting thing for me is to see the whole thing have a start, a huge middle, and a finish that you actually realize your wildest optimistic dreams of this thing.